Yes, and welcome back to the Ash Williams Show. My name is Ash Williams, and I am fired up. How the fuck are ya? Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. On the guitar today, we have Eden Gahar. Yeah, the former host of Vidiot on the ABC. Welcome back to commercial broadcasting, Eden. And on the keyboard, James Sherry. Yes, the two great powers of adolescent TV back together at last. Gahar and Sherry. Has there ever been a better combo? And I don't think Sherry was adolescent TV. I mean, that's probably a stretch, even though I watched Amazing well into my 20s. What a great show that was. Amazing. Like, going on Amazing as a primary school kid was the equivalent of, like, being a 20-year-old and going on Bachelor in Paradise. Like, you're a superstar. That's... It's probably a stretch, too, for the Bachelor in Paradise people because they're not superstars. They are scum. You can quote me on that, Daily Mail. But... yeah, the kids who went on Amazing, I'd love a where are they now? Jeez, I tell you, watching that maze when they try and get the keys, and then they get the special Nintendo, was it? The Game Boy? Fuck, I used to fantasize about that Game Boy. Woo-hoo. I'm showing my age here, 38, but, you know, if you went around to a friend's house in primary school, say you're 10 years old, 9 years old, and they had a Game Boy, they were flush. They were flush as fuck. Like, even if I only had one game, to have a game in your hand, like in the 1990s, blew our little minds. God, it was good times. Anyway, I've digressed. Hey, by the way, I've been doing my own sips. Let's get a fucking sip going. Simultaneous sip in 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Oh, geez, that is watered down. That is one watered down flat white. If you don't know, this is the World Cup of podcasts. You can just do that now. Did you know that? You can just call anything the World Cup of something without getting any accreditation. Without going to Antonio Samaranch's gravesite and getting approval from the IOC. No need. Or even Sepp Blatter. You don't need approval from Sepp Blatter to call anything a World Cup. This is the World Cup of podcasts. And I stole the idea because I saw the World Cup of cooking on Channel 7. And it's definitely not the World Cup of cooking. Hosted by Cravat Boy Preston, Gary Megan, and of course Manu. Let's listen to Manu.
This is the World Cup of cooking. Welcome to Plate of Origin.
Welcome to Plate of Origin. Manu, you've been in Australia 30 fucking years. When are you going to lose the accent, dog? As I've always said, Manu is short for manufactured. He is not a real person, folks. Don't fall for the facade. He's already made millions out of commercial TV. Let's not forget he got his start at Ready, Steady, Cook. And that's where he should have stayed. It should have been fucking tomatoes or capsicums for Manu's accent. And everyone should have just fucking left. Yeah, or just been unresponsive, kind of like the Studio 10 audience who, you know, to their own defense, do not know what day it is. Now, last episode, we did a brand new segment right at the end of the show called Predict the News. And I've done pretty fucking well. Granted, they weren't full swings. I mean, it's so easy to predict the news, and that's my point. So last week, these were the 5 things I predicted. There would be a weight loss story on Rebel Wilson, and there has been. There's one of those every fucking day. There's Bachelor gossip, and I said specifically a girl would come out and say that Lockie's a dickhead. That's happened. There'll be a thing on Trump. That's like very, low-hanging fruit there. There will be a COVID-19 vaccine that will come out, but it's not going to come out for a long time. That happened yesterday, basically. And all I'm waiting on is for a rugby league dude to break quarantine to get the Quaddie or the, what's a quintuplet? What's a fucking five? A five. What the fuck is it? A quiz? Hang on, I got to Google this. Someone had this problem in 2010. I'm not sure what this is called, but how do I form a Quaddie? But I want five. A quintuple. Just doesn't quite have the same ring as the Quaddie. The Quinny. I'm waiting for the Quinny to come in. But how the fuck is that? I mean, I still can't believe that we are putting COVID-19 and the safety of people in the hands of rugby league players. That's like setting up a Girl Guide camp and having it run by Jeffrey Epstein. It's not going to end well, Let's just fucking... let's just infect everyone. I made the wrong call during the week. You know when you're talking to your mum and you're like thinking, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. And usually you have that thought when you're 8 years old, not 38. And I was on the phone and I said, just get out of the sauna. Pause. Me realising what I've said, because my mum is like the foremost expert on corona. And then I'm thinking, fucking hell, man. Now I'm going to get a sauna chat. Then mum goes, did you just say you're in a sauna? And I go, yeah, I mean, I guess you could call it a sauna. It's not really a sauna. I mean, it's you're in a G-string, you're sweating with strangers. But yeah, it's similar to a sauna. And then she's like, I don't want you taking saunas. Promise me you'll stop taking saunas. I'm like, fuck me, man. I'm not going to promise that because my skin is really good in the saunas. And that's where you have the trade-off in life. It's like, do you want good skin or do you want to have COVID-19? It's certainly a plus side if you are walking around with corona that you have great skin. Okay, it's not all bad news. You're going to look pretty fucking good. So mum's texting me all this stuff about saunas. That's like, when was it? At the start of the year, she made me promise her that I would stop body surfing because at my age, it's too dangerous. I'm like, Mum, I'm not a little boy. Okay, I'm surfing. I've got to find the text of Mum saying, I don't want you body surfing anymore. Because I was body surfing in Perth and I kind of twinged my back on like this fucking, I want to say monster wave, but it was probably the smallest wave you've ever seen. And body surfing's tough. You either get it right or you get it wrong. And I got this one wrong. And again, shouldn't have told Mum about the body surfing. And now she's worried about the body surfing. So it's body surfing and saunas that get Mum going. If you don't know, on Patreon, which is a website where we have bonus episodes and content, we release a Black Market episode every Tuesday, which is full of scoop and things I can't say in public because I'll get in trouble. This Tuesday, I really had a swing. Let's take a listen to the Black Market tease. The masked singer I know, because I know who she is the Bush Ranger, and it's... I'm just going to tell you the AFL can't say who sauna player from about 2 years ago. It was... And the question I pose to you, what is better, Kit Kat Chunky or Kit Kat Four Finger? Because I thought I had it figured out until today. If you want to hear the rest of that without the beeps, it's patreon.com/Ash Williams Show. Find out who the AFL player is in the sauna. We've got the Kit Kat dilemma, the great Kit Kat dilemma. I do want to solve that because I thought I had it figured out. And is it Kit Kat Finger or Kit Kat Chunky, which is better? And I was just thinking with the Kit Kat Chunkies and stuff, Willy Wonka, how it comes with a golden ticket. I think that like confectionery companies should start doing a promo where it comes with the golden corona vaccine. You get like a ticket and then you get the vaccine. That is marketing. Or a diabetes kit. That could be cool as well. Comes with your very own insulin. And of course, if you want to put money on the Masked Singer, the Bushranger, I'm still trying to find a betting market to get on board, but that is a guaranteed win. Speaking of things you should be able to bet on, I was talking to my beautiful girlfriend, and which I will go into at some stage. I'll do a full exclusive sit down on 60 Minutes or something with Liz Hayes and Tara Brown, both of them at the same time. That's my one clause for doing the interview, that it must be at least 2 journalists. One is not enough. I also want Liam Bartlett there. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's 3. And there will be a sit-down chat with me and my beautiful girlfriend. Anyway, I digress. I was talking to her and we're talking about the weather. And this is a business, folks. I've got a new business to pitch. Why can't you bet on the weather? I mean, the weather's topsy-turvy. Why haven't Ladbrokes or Sportsbet started a weather betting market? Maybe there already is one. I don't think there is, though. But, like, that's fun. That makes the weather fucking interesting. You know, Tim Bailey and Mike Larkin, who sadly lost their jobs last week, they would still have jobs if there was a betting market on weather. Are you kidding me? Everyone would be watching the weather. The weather already goes on way too long. But if there's betting markets with like inside tips, you know, value for money bets, fuck man, you're watching that. That's a good segment. And a disclaimer here, since recording the podcast, I did Google whether you could bet on the weather. Weather. And Sportsbet were doing it for like 2 weeks in peak corona, but I can't find it anywhere. So look, I think the idea still has merit because no one is actually doing it. Sportsbet, you were nearly onto it. Come on. I want to put all of my job seeker money on it raining in Bondi tomorrow. Really quickly, before we get your texts and voicemails, I was speaking to my mate and he told me something that I didn't know about him. We're talking about Vegas and he goes, oh, you know, I almost got married in Vegas. And I go, when? And he goes, oh, when I went on a Bucks trip and I met a girl in Vegas and we spent the day together, sober. I met her at the Pokies and then we drank all night and we were going to get married. And we said, let's get married in Vegas. But it was a Monday night and it's the only day you can't get married in Vegas. So they didn't get married, which is so sad. And, you know, every romantic bone in my body is crying for them because it's such a beautiful story. So then I said, well, what happened? You wake up on Tuesday and you get married? And he goes, no, we woke up on Tuesday and we weren't feeling it. And so I got in the car and drove to LA and I never saw her again. I said, sliding doors, eh? Do you ever think of her? He goes, yeah. He's now married with 2 kids. Let's get your text on the hotline 0406 284 954. My mum just saw me in my new Gooch shirt and said, look at you in your fancy designer brand clothes. It fired me right up. That's from Timmy. Love that, Timmy. Of course, if you want a designer Gooch shirt, DM me or join Patreon. I'll send you one. For anyone who joins Patreon in the next 48 hours, so I'll give you till Sunday night, I'll send you a Gooch shirt for free. That's free shipping too. Boom, boom, boom. Another text. G'day, Ash. It's Rootsy. I would love to work up a bit of a collaboration on a new Instagram I've just started. It's called Metal Detectors of Oz, and it's a place where all fans, young and old, can pay homage to the kooks who are out there with metal detectors trying to find 5 cents and rusty nails. We're still very much ground level, but big plans in the pipeline. I'm fired up and loving the pod. Stay safe out there. Good on you, Rootsy. We'll get behind that. We'll give you a smoke up and shout out. Another text. This is from Ari. Mate, just saw the Rubik's Cube presser.
Happy to take any questions you have.
Any questions?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm struggling with this Rubik's Cube. Can you finish it for me?
Absolutely zero chance.
Can you give me some advice then?
Look for different things you might be able to improve, put it all back together, and then move to the next phase.
Yeah, but it's not that easy.
I'm not looking to have an argument.
Premier, this thing's bloody cooked. Is there a Rubik's Cube hotline?
There are online as well as telephone services.
I have a mate who got 5 sides lined up but couldn't get yellow.
That is very difficult. It's very challenging, heartbreaking in some ways.
What do you think of people who peel the stickers off and then walk around telling people they solved it?
Victoria Police, not me. Victoria Police will determine whether they've done the right or the wrong thing.
Anything else you want to add?
When you perhaps think you've got it beat, it'll be there. It doesn't go away. It's really, really challenging.
Very good. Very good. One follow-up question. What does a Rubik's Cube and your dick have in common? The longer you play with them, the harder they get. Oh, nice one, Ari. Shout out to Daryl Summers on the drums. Another text. Ash, I thought this may have been you, but I don't think you would be considered a Gold Coast actor. Could you ever see yourself retiring to the glitz and glamour of the coast and possibly moving in with Goldie Guy? And there's a newspaper cutout of the Confidential in, I guess, the Gold Coast, and it's called Guess Who Don't Sue. And this is what it says. A well-known SEQ, no idea what that means, Southeast Queensland, glamour puss of a certain age got a bit of a jolt during the week when she was watching television with her new beau. Word has it they were cuddling up, checking out a new primetime drama, when suddenly a very hunky actor appeared on the screen, causing said woman, who is a fixture on the social scene, to let out a very audible gasp. With her new man questioning what was wrong, she was forced to come up with a believable response. Hiccups. The real cause of the dramatic intake of breath, the extremely handsome actor who is in his late 30s was someone she recognised from a very hot and steamy one-night stand over 15 years ago when he would have been in his very early 20s, at least 25 younger than her well-preserved self. Glamour Pussy had met the young Gold Coast actor at a modelling agency's Christmas party and had not laid eyes on him since the hottie and his snakeskin boots strutted out of her bedroom. And then weirdly, it has 3 stars. Is that a rating of the story? That's very funny. That's not me. Does sound fun though. Another text. Ash, sometime back you had Gretel Colleen on the show. Did she reveal at the time that she was doing Masked Singer? Cheers, Steve. She did not, mate, because we had Gretel on about 2 years ago and Masked Singer only came out end of last year. Shout out to Gretel, though. Shout out. Hope she's well. Yeah. Shout out to Saxon, too, from Big Brother, whose real name is Daniel Small. There you go. Let's get a couple of voices to round it out. We've got a treat here, by the way. It says here that Goldie Guy has left 2 voicemails. So let's get the first one.
Hey, Ashley, it's Goldie Guy, mate. I'm actually Saturday afternoon. I'm looking out my window, looking at the beautiful blue skies in Queensland, where we have no other people. Borders are closed, and it's fucking nice. Yeah, I'm sorry if I've got to probably get Jane around. I've seen Jane on Patreon. That's quite cute. Comments on all your stuff, but shout out to Jane if I'm at shout out level. But but what I've realised listening, you're talking a lot of Johnny Stevens content, you're talking a lot of Patreon content. I must be a Patreon retard because I'm paying the money and I'm not real good at sussing it all out. Maybe you need to do like a Patreon for idiots type thing. Not that I have a problem with paying for money and not getting anything from Ash Williams because I haven't seen my caps yet. Do you remember the caps? Never got any caps. Anyway, mate, Patreon for retards. Johnny Stevens, noise work. Didn't they all hate him in the end? Didn't they all fucking write a song saying you're a fucking, we hate you, and you know, yeah, I'm not believe. Oh, I've got this weird memory of he left the band and they wrote a song saying you're a wanker, and we all know he is. All right, talk to you later. Patreon, I'll find some time to study.
All right, there's so much to get to in that. We're going to jump straight into the next voicemail because I don't even want to touch that first one. Problematic. Here we go.
Actually, it's Goldie Guy, so I'm having a few equipment problems here, but that's okay. Let's move on. This is a serious matter. I think this is twice in a week, although I think I was a little bit pissed on the weekend, maybe a lot pissed when I rang. And that happens at times. Maybe it should have been a black market call for the Patreon, which I did manage to work out. You know, not that hard. You just click on it. Mate, emergency situation. Howie from the Howie Games. So I click on, there's two, you know, Howie Games. There's the Ash Williams show. And then, you know, if you've got time, you fit in the Howie Games, which I feel like it's gone off the boil. But you know what he's done? He's got a hotline. He's got a hotline. Now, where did he get that idea from? I wonder. How is he going to pay you back? The only thing I can think of is early days when he was desperate for some sort of income from that, which he talks about all the time, which is annoying. We don't want to hear about your income. From the Howie Games podcast, he used to offer that he could do a Howie Games for a family member or whatever for some sort of occasions. The only way he can make that up to you is you are on the Howie Games. I want the Howie Games episode 104. Oh, and today's guest, Ashley Williams, young up-and-coming tennis player whose life has gone in a different direction. Ash, let's talk for an hour and maybe there'll be some tears, maybe there'll be some laughs, maybe you'll bare your soul. But that's what I need to hear. Anyway, twice in a week, if I make it on, what an achievement. All right, see you, bud. Bye.
Goldie Guy, I love it. You're the first person to leave 2 voicemails in a week and for it to make it to air. Needless to say, if you left 3, I think I would have played it. But love the Howie Games. I didn't know he had a hotline, but everyone's stolen the hotline idea. We did it 3 years ago. People steal things. It's how it works. North Face jacket is now being said ad nauseum, so that joke is over. But look, Goldie Guy, why don't you tweet Howie? And if you tweet Howie saying, get Ash Williams on Howie Games to talk about blah, 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 tennis career, how he beat Leighton Hewitt, so, even though I didn't just write that, it would be a good little carrot dangle. And then I'll retweet, all right? And then we'll see what happens. That is the podcast, folks. Thank you again for listening. For anything extra, go to patreon.com/Ash Williams Show. It's very easy to use. Even Goldie Guys got the hang of it. And, of course, anyone joining in the next 2 to 3 days gets a free Gooch shirt, okay? That's my promise to you. And there's also old Ash and Ed episodes, photos to stories, black markets every Tuesday. And if you're in Victoria, stay safe. And hopefully lockdown is over very soon. We're thinking of you. Take care. This is the Ash Williams Show, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. The Ash Williams Show is recorded in front of a live studio audience, but due to coronavirus, there is no audience, so you can't hear the laughs.